So before we get started, I want to say that this video is being sponsored by ChefsTemp. They sent me over their Quad XPro wireless meat thermometer. This thermometer is designed to track temperatures over an extended period of time. Now let's talk about some of the features. It has an extended long range transmission, 500 feet up to 1,000 feet in open areas. It has 4 probe, 4 channel, so you can track up to 3 different cooks at once, plus the temperature of your barbecue grill. It has a dashboard style display. It has IP66 waterproof, so it's designed for outdoor use. And what's important, it has a long battery life, up to 1,000 hours. And it also has adopted the new RF wireless technology. So we all know achieving the right temperature is really crucial to achieving great results when it comes to cooking. So check out ChefsTemp. I will leave a link to their website and a link to this product below in the video description. So let's get to cooking. Yep, you've seen the title and the thumbnail, so you know we doing steak today. Well, not just steak, we doing Cajun steak. And yes, there's a difference. And I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. Get in your kitchen, let's go. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Let's do a quick rundown. Right here, I have our strip loin steak here. Now, if you have ribeye, you could definitely use ribeye. You can use any type of steak you want, to be honest with you. I thought this was just a nice cut steak. You want it to at least be 1 inch to 1.5 inches thick. Right here, we have some butter. We have some Cajun seasoning here, Creole seasoning here, some chopped onions, some chopped garlic, some cayenne pepper, that's optional, some freshly chopped garlic. We have some hot sauces, also optional, and we have some more Cajun seasoning for our steak. So these are the ingredients, guys, not many at all. Most of this is for our Cajun butter sauce. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, the first thing I'm gonna do is season our steak, of course, and I'm just gonna drizzle it with a little olive oil. Not much, gonna kind of like lather this baby up in a little olive oil. And what this does, it just helps that seasoning adhere to the meat. You know, some people do this, some don't. I like to do it. All right, and now all we're gonna do is take our Cajun seasoning. Now guys, if you don't like Cajun seasoning, you can definitely do whatever seasoning you like to season your steaks with, but of course we're doing a Cajun steak, so we definitely gonna use some Cajun seasoning with that. And once we get it like we want it, we're gonna just press that down into it just like that. So we get some around that fat right there. We're gonna flip that over. We're gonna treat the other side exactly the same. We don't discriminate on sides of meat. What we do on one side, we do on the other. All right, that simple. Now I'm gonna sit this aside. Make sure it comes down to room temperature. If it's not at room temperature, this one here is at about room temperature, but we're gonna let that seasoning settle in to that meat while we go over here to our cooktop and prepare our Cajun garlic butter sauce. All right, so now at our cooktop, we're gonna add our butter and we're gonna melt this over a low heat. As that butter comes to melt, you're gonna add your onions and you're gonna get these babies sauteed in here for about 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes. Make sure you keep this on low. You don't wanna burn your butter. So after about 1 minute, we're gonna add our garlic. We're gonna let this cook for an additional minute. Now after that minute, you're gonna come in with your hot sauce. Again, that's optional, along with your cayenne pepper, your Cajun seasoning, your Creole seasoning, and your parsley. And we're just gonna mix that for about another minute so we can get all those ingredients combined. All right, guys, so it's been about a minute. We're gonna kill that heat, take our sauce, add it to our measuring cup, and we're gonna sit this aside until our steak is done, all right? So let's get over to our stove. All right, guys, so remember this video is being sponsored by ChefsTemp. They sent me their Quad XPro wireless meat thermometer, and this is a long range thermometer. We're gonna use that today to cook our steak. This has 4 channels. This means you could track the temperature of 4 different items. You can use one channel for your grill to make sure your grill is at the certain temperature, and the other 3 channels you can use for your meats. Right here is your main device that you keep at your stove. Right here is your wireless device that you keep with you. That means you don't have to literally be at your grill outside or your stove to check or track the temperatures of your items. You can actually walk around, as long as you're within 500 feet, you're good. I like my steak to be around medium. I'll eat a medium rare and I'll eat a medium well, but I really like medium. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna set the low, which is at 135. That's like a medium rare, and 145 is medium, but I'm gonna set this here to 150, which is medium well. So that's gonna be our high. So our low is gonna be 135, which is medium rare. The mid-range is that is 145, which is medium, which I like to eat my steaks. And then the highest is 150, which is medium well. I don't do well done steaks. I eat them, but I'd rather not do a well done steak. So right here you have your thermometers that you use to track your temperature. What you do is you take this plug here and you plug it into the side or in the channel that you're gonna use. We're gonna use this top channel, and you see how the alarm started to go off. And immediately when I plugged that in, look what happened over here. It wasn't reading until I plugged this in. So basically it's reading the same thing. If you can see, this says 135 low, 150 high. Right now it has a temperature of 83 degrees, which I figure is 83 in my apartment. I hope it's not that hot. I am in Dominican Republic and it gets hot over here. And right here we have a low 135, 150. So it is reading it the way we want to read it. So what we're gonna do to get this set up, we got our steak sitting in the back over here. So let's pull our steak up to the front and we're gonna get this baby plugged in, all right? We got our steak here, and I'm just going to stick this, and you typically want this in somewhere around the middle of your meat. That way you get like the true temperature on the middle of the meat. So right here, it's reading 80 degrees, and right here on our wireless, it's reading the same thing, 80 degrees, all right? And also what I like about this, you can change it from Fahrenheit to Celsius for those who live in other parts of the world where they use Celsius. Like here in Dominican Republic, I had to get used to Celsius because that's what they use. Their ovens and things like that are in Celsius. I'm from America, so I like Fahrenheit. I understand it better. I always have to go to Google to figure out what Celsius is on my stove. It's been here about 2 years, still hadn't learned what Celsius is to Fahrenheit. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get over to our countertop griddle, and we're gonna get this baby heated up so we can start cooking our steak. All right, so now we're getting our grill plate heated up. Man, I really like this grill plate, man. It really puts you in the mind that you're really out there on the grill. Of course, you don't get that charcoal flavor, but you really, really get a nice sear and a nice cooked steak off of this one. I really like this. So as soon as it gets to that temperature, we're gonna drop our steak on there. All right, guys, so it looks like we're at that point where oil is starting to smoke. We're gonna just add our steak there, and we're gonna let that baby cook a few minutes on each side until we get that temperature exactly where we want it. You're right at 144, 145, we're there. So we're gonna remove this baby, go ahead and turn it off. All right, guys, we're gonna let this rest for a second, take it off the grill, and then we're gonna come back over and we're gonna cut into it, all right? All right, guys, so let's cut into this baby and see what we have. There you have it, guys. Cajun steak. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. We're gonna go ahead and jump into quality control so we can test it out. All ready? Let's go. All right, guys, quality control. I just put me a couple little strips right here on my plate. Take a look at that baby there. Oh man. Tender. How it just pulled off, cooked just like I like it. It probably cooked a little bit longer, even after I turned it off, because I was letting it sit on that grill while I take shots and things like that, and you can hear shh. So it probably cooked a little bit longer, but still, we got it off at the right temperature. Still see some red in there, which I like. Guys, you definitely need to try this out. And don't forget, check the video description below. That's ChefsTemp Quad XPro wireless meat thermometer. You definitely want to check that out. Man, this baby was a lifesaver, especially for a guy like me who don't know how to cook steaks. Now I know how to cook them. And I know how to cook them exactly like I like them. So, until then, I'm your cook, Spinelli. All wings, everything. And guys, remember, I'm not a chef. I just cook a lot. And now I'm out. Peace.